Guys, just want to note, huge thanks to Parks Buick GMC here in Greenville, South Carolina, off of Lawrence Road. They've made this video possible along with a few others that we've made. They've given us vehicles. They've been super awesome. And I just want to say thanks to them. Also want to say to you guys real quick, a big way to help the channel is to actually go out and talk to and see some of our dealerships so that they know our videos are making a difference, especially if you live nearby. If you're somebody in Greenville and you're looking at a GMC or Buick, don't go outside of town. Just talk to your local economy, talk to your local dealerships. They'll cut you deals, they'll get you incentives, and they'll get you what you need to make your purchase possible. Thanks for watching, guys, and with that said, let's get into the video. We got a good one for you today. Today we're going to be checking out this 2020 Chevy Corvette. This one has the Z51 performance package. This thing is insane. Let's talk a little bit about this car. The Corvette is a milestone in American engineering. It is the performance pinnacle of cars, and mainly for the GM lineup, this is their best car, and for the longest time it has had the engine in the front. This one doesn't have that. This one has the engine in the middle. This is a mid-engine car, and for GM, this is a huge deal. This thing took years and actually decades to engineer and make sure that it works the way that it does. But now that it's here, it's an amazing car, and I've got one here to show you today. It's got under 1,000 miles on it, and we're gonna get into it. So first things first, let's talk about the styling. The front of this car, it's called the Stingray, which is a callback to earlier generations, but they did an amazing job. They really modeled after a Stingray. You can see our headlights, our grille, everything on this car just looks super pointy, super mean, super aerodynamic, super ready to cut you in half and just destroy you on the track, because that's what this car is for. This thing was designed to handle, and handle well. You can see our Corvette logo in the middle there looking awesome. And I love this orange that's on here. It's got a great metallic finish, but even in the low light, like you can see on this side, it's got an amazing tint to it. Looking at these wheels, these are some nice big wheels. Actually got Michelin's on this one. It says Corvette Racing in the middle caps. You got your Corvette Z51 on the brake calipers. I mean, this thing just looks insane. And you can see our big air intake. This actually goes back to a radiator. Because the engine's in the rear, you gotta have the radiators in the rear. Not all of them are in the rear, but most of them are. Looking at our rear end, you can see they took the same styling from the front end into the rear, so they flat backed it, which it looks amazing. And this one's got this huge wing on back, which, you know, wings are debatable whether you like them, whether you hate them. I have no preference. I actually like this one, and I like the way that it looks. You can see we've got our Stingray on the back here, which looks truly incredible. And we actually do have on this one, because the engine's in the rear and it takes up so much space, we have a digital rear mirror. So this is the camera for that. So whenever you look in your mirror, that's what you're seeing out of. So you can actually see the wing in the mirror, which is really cool. Quad exhaust on this one, 2 ports on each side, and this thing sounds absolutely amazing when it starts up. Like I said, we have cameras all over this thing just because this thing is super hard to see out of. I mean, it's super low, super pointy, honestly super safe. It's designed for crashing at high speed, so in case you were to get in a crash on the track, it's got a lot of crumple zones. It's got a lot of things between you and whatever you're gonna hit. So, like I said, we're gonna check this out. Let's go into the trunk now. Pulling out our key fob, you can see this is our key fob. We'll hit lock, and then we'll hit twice for the trunk. You can see our trunk pops a little bit. I will say the spoiler's getting a little in the way just for the trunk purposes. But this is your trunk in the C8 Corvette. I mean, it's not a ton of space. You might be able to get one small person in here, like, you know, 4'8" or smaller. You could probably fit back here. Other than that, I mean, a few grocery bags, but not a lot of stuff is gonna fit back here. And we'll shut that. It actually self-closes. You just gotta close a little bit and it takes the rest away. What's really interesting, and you'll see this throughout the entire car, is they tried to electrify every single thing that they could, and I'll show you that. So for example, the door pull, it's a button, and if you push it, it doesn't do much. All it does is roll down the window a little bit. But if you hold it, it actually opens the door. So same thing's true on the inside. We don't have any actual handle to pull or anything. We just have the push button. So with that said, let's step inside the Corvette and see what the interior has to hold for us. Looking at the door panel on our C8 Corvette, you can see we've got memory seats, white leather with a mixture of black leather, and some carpet even down here in the storage nook. You can see we can open the back, we can open the front even, which we'll open real quick because we haven't had an opportunity to see that yet. And you can see we've also got a little frunk for more grocery bag storage, whatever. We actually have a 12 volt with a button for in case you need to escape from this area, which I very much doubt that you could fit a person in this area, but this is where you're escaping from if you are. Windshield washer fluid here, brake fluid here. All the rest of your fluids are going to be underneath the back, which we'll check out later. There we go. And that is a manual latch instead of the power one like we had on the trunk. So like I said, going back into the interior, we've got our Stingray badge along the bottom here. So these buttons, I'll just step inside and explain these buttons to you because they're hard to keep track of. So, obviously we've got our speaker grill for our Bose Performance Series audio system. You can see we've got amazing digital gauge cluster. Truly awesome graphics. Anyway, the buttons over here, this is your door release. Like I said, if you push it, it doesn't do a whole lot. If you hold it, it'll open the door. So you gotta hold it, lock and unlock are right in front of that. And then, so you got your 2 power windows. This is for your hardtop, and this is for the little window behind me, right here. This window rolls down about 3/4 of the way. I'll show you real quick. It's gonna roll down, and it only stops there. It rolls down there. You can have it that when the roof is up, or you can have it like that when the roof is down. And I'll show you the roof going down a little bit. But going back to the center gauges and stuff, you can see we've got our air vent there with our heads-up display controls next to it. Our electronic parking brake with our little dial to control the interior lighting. We do have metal covered pedals, which is nice. And looking at our center display, I'm gonna have to turn on the car. So with that said, let's get a exhaust clip. So getting back into those gauges. Looking at these gauges, you can see we've got our big tachometer with our speedometer in the middle with our oil pressure. Looking at our steering wheel, we've got a heated steering wheel, voice controls. You can mute for the phone. You got our Z button here, which will actually put us into sport mode, which is nice. We'll turn that off actually, and then you can control your favorites for the radio station right here. Let's scroll through this display and see what we got inside of it real quick. So we're on the Simplify screen now. Let's go back over. We've got maintenance, which tell you your engine oil and stuff. So trip, you've got trip 1, trip 2, fuel economy. You can see this one's averaging 8.2 miles to the gallon. The best it's ever got is 28.7. Trip computer, performance timer, audio, you can see our radio, and then our maintenance, which engine oil and transmission fluid, air filter life, engine life. Wow, it looks like we've got a revs by 10,000. Okay, interesting. Never seen that metric before on an engine. And fluids, back to fluids options. You can change this out if you want. And then we've got our time and temperature on the left-hand side of the screen. Looking into our center display, we do have Chevy Mylink, which is going to have a bunch of stuff on here, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is all really, really awesome. We'll turn, you can see we've got our pull buttons shifter here, so drive, reverse, neutral, and park, all just like that. And we actually do have a turn dial here in the middle for whenever you're going through radio stations. And actually this is going to be for your selectors for your modes. So you can see we've got sport, track, got a bunch of stuff, and you can really dial this thing in if you'd like. We'll put this thing into tour mode. And like I said, this thing is all covered in white leather. 2 cup holders, which you can close that, and here are all your buttons for your climate and everything. It looks like, okay, so this is going to be your driver's side up top, and then passenger side is at the bottom. Heated and cooled seats in this one, with power for the climate control here. And then we actually do have a little center console here you can store stuff in, as well as a wireless phone charger right here. And then I'll show you, this is the seats. They're very contoured, very white leather. They've even got carbon fiber in the middle there. And yeah, so we've got our digital rear view camera that I told you about, which is our rear view mirror. We've got this here. It does come out for what you might call coverage, but honestly this is a convertible, so let's convert it. So over here on the left-hand side of the wheel, we're gonna pull this up, and we're literally going to hold it. Actually, I'm sorry, we're gonna push it down because we want the roof down. So we're gonna hold it. You can hear our exhaust coming through, and the roof just collapses away just like that. And that's it. Our roof is down. We're convertible. So getting out of the car, let's do a final walk around, and I'll show you. So one just like this brand new would be about $98,000. Right now used, they're going for about $100,000. I know, that's crazy, right? Used is more expensive. It's just the world we're in. So for $100,000, this is an insane performance car. You're gonna have great performance. You got 495 horsepower, 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds. This thing is truly incredible with how fast, how well it performs. And this is the first mid-engine American sports car, other than the Hennessy Venom, which there's not many of those around. But for mass production cars, this is the first. This is a first, and it's truly awesome that I'm able to film one and that we have them on the streets of America. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're enjoying the channel, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, even hit the notification bells because we got new videos coming out all the time. And yeah, if you aren't liking the content, leave us a comment down below. Let us know what we can improve upon. Let us know what you want to see next, and we'll try and get that content to you. But thanks for watching this video, guys. Thanks for checking out the C8 Corvette with us. And in the future, if you're ever looking for a Buick or GMC, I'm here at Parks Buick GMC today. They're supplying all our videos or all of our cars for our videos for a little series that we're doing with our GM products. But like I said, thanks guys for checking us out. Thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for checking them out. We'll see you guys next time.